really disturbing videos of Nelly with these underage girls on stage.
How old are you? You're 16 years old.
Starts to like twirl their hair, and then he asks them if they're nervous.
Judging from the looks on their faces and the body language that they're displaying, it's very obvious that these little girls are uncomfortable. If a grown man feels comfortable enough to be behaving like this with a literal child in front of thousands of people, it should be setting off all the red flags.
It's just really weird.
It looks like Nelly is far more problematic than we thought, with numerous little girls coming forward after being awkwardly touched and preyed on by Nelly while on stage at his show. This is a really creepy scandal, so let's get into it. Nelly is trending right now for all the wrong reasons. And I wonder if he got excited to see that he was trending, but then he probably got really worried after realizing it was over these video clips of him singing to young girls. And again, there's a reason why these are trending. It's not like a cute video of Nelly singing to a fan. A number of videos showing Nelly previously singing inappropriately to underage girls on stage have resurfaced. Outrage, backlash, and questioning have consequently ensued on social media. Why did we allow this to happen, and who thought of this idea in the first place? In the clips, you could see Nelly performing with underage girls on stage, singing his song over and over near the child's face. He asks if she's nervous in the clip. Afterward, he proceeds to grab some of her hair before serenading her in a highly inappropriate way. If that was my daughter, I would be pissed. Wait, okay. Like when I read minor, I was like, okay, minor. She looks like she's 10 years old. Like, what? Oh my gosh, one person wrote, I feel sick. I loved Nelly. I won't be listening to him anymore. It's giving R. Kelly. Oh, she looks so uncomfortable. You think you'd like get the cue, like maybe get one of his dancers to go and take her off of stage? After that performance, there's no way he walked away from that feeling good about that moment. He's got to be delusional because he ended up doing this again at another show. Let's go ahead and react to that clip together. Okay. So weird. And it's like a little girl. Maybe he's trying to like make this like a cute moment, like, oh, like, you know, flattering the little girl, but it's just not. It's actually really not reading that way, especially when they're that close to each other. So imagine this, you're out grabbing a coffee, maybe running a quick errand, and then out of nowhere, bam, you're in a car accident and now you've got medical bills adding up like a bad to-do list. And no surprise, the insurance company is giving you the runaround. It's like, really, can I catch a break? Sadly, this happens way too often. You've got these firms that promise you the world and leave you buried in paperwork and stuck with those low-ball settlements. That's not right, but it doesn't have to be your story. Enter Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. These guys are like the Avengers of legal help. With over 1,000 attorneys and offices in each state, they've got the muscle to take on big insurance companies and fight for you. And let me tell you, they don't mess around. Just this year, they locked in a $26 million settlement in Philly, 40 times the insurance offer. So clearly Morgan & Morgan is the firm you want fighting for you. Plus, it's super easy, no appointments, no stuffy meetings. You could submit everything they need right on your phone, and it doesn't cost you a dime unless you win. So if you've been injured or you know somebody, don't wait. You can go to forthepeople.com/Sloan, or you could check out my link in the description below. Remember, it's all free unless you win. Morgan & Morgan has your back because they're for the people. Thank you for sponsoring this video and enjoy. In both videos, the crowd screams and even laughs at the situation. And maybe that's part of the storyline, like the motive, like to get people laughing in the audience at the discomfort of this little kid. Again, where are the parents at? The videos have resurfaced after Nelly was in the news just this past weekend for a passionate performance with his ex, Ashanti. The couple reunited on stage for a concert in Arizona. This is what happens when a celebrity that's been kind of like low key for a while. Not saying like, Nelly's irrelevant, but he hasn't necessarily been the headline. So sometimes a downside of getting headlines is that people are going to then re-talk about why you're problematic. But nonetheless, people were happy to see him and Ashanti together, asking for them to rekindle their romance, which I think is like, crossing a boundary. Like, no, fans, you don't know what happened between them. Just because you like their song doesn't mean they're good for each other. But again, the headlines with him performing with Ashanti, that just kind of ended up dying down, and more clips began to resurface, which is why I was like, hold up, we need to make a video about this because there's a common theme here.
Look at that fine. Lord, how are you? Lord, how old are you?
Now I'm saying, look what I found.
You're 16 years old.
Wait, also it's really weird how he's asking them every time, are you nervous? I'm nervous too. It's giving grooming, like conditioning them to perceive that he's got these same feelings, that they're on the same page, when no, she's 16. Ew, you can see, like, look at her body language, like the arms going back. It's kind of like she's arching a little bit. It's very, it's very. I feel like some of these kids are so young too. They're kind of like, I don't even know the lyrics like this. Not that little sneaky kiss on the forehead at the end. Neither Nelly nor his team have commented on this situation so far. Now, there are some people who are defending Nelly, calling this performance, this little segment of his show, completely innocent, while other people are calling him R. Kelly, saying, what are these kids doing at a Nelly concert to begin with? Another person shared that they were offended that no one in the crowd was booing at this behavior. This person commented, if the kids look uncomfortable, it's uncomfortable. Why is he twirling his grown man fingers in their hair? Who are their parents that allowed this? They're all sick. The kids are innocent and shouldn't be at no Nelly concert on stage. Another person wrote he even kissed one of them. Someone shared that he basically did the exact same thing to another girl at another show. So it seems like creeping on children is part of his act.
Okay.
Like, it's giving like 7 years old. Like, really. Look how uncomfortable the kid is. Like, it's like the awkward smile. You can tell she's not like smiling of joy, like it's the best moment of her life. Not at all. This person wrote, I couldn't even get myself to finish it. That poor girl looked so nervous. One person wrote, she looked super uncomfortable. You could tell her stage excitement wore off and the stranger danger alarms were firing. Another person wrote, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he does this at every concert, even in recent time, which makes me question, what else is Nelly capable of? Well, I came across an article that brought up some allegations. It's from Monique Green, who claims that she was harmed by him on his bus while he was on tour. He actually was arrested and charged with a crime because of this accusation. The 22-year-old college student did not anticipate anything like this happening when she went to go to a show.
Monique was a host in a nightclub where Nelly was performing, and after the performance, Nelly and his entourage invited her to an after party. Monique did not know that this after party was taking place in Nelly's tour bus, which was parked in a Walmart parking lot. Upon arrival, Nelly immediately ushered Monique to the back of his tour bus where his bedroom was. Nelly became aggressive and proceeded to R-word Monique, unprotected. Monique began screaming that she wanted off of the bus, which prompted Nelly to physically push her off of his tour bus and throw a $100 bill at her. Monique immediately called 911, and when police arrived, she was taken to a medical center and Nelly was arrested.
Shout out to her for immediately calling the police in that situation and getting him arrested. Auburn Police Department confirmed that he had been arrested, though he was later released as they investigate these accusations. Nelly denied the allegations and said that the woman completely fabricated everything. Nelly did go on to admit that they did get intimate. They did have sex, but he says it was consensual. Nonetheless, this lawsuit went on for a little while until Monique refused to testify, which ultimately led to it being dropped. In my, Sloan sleuthing opinion, I have a feeling that she was either threatened, there was a private settlement, or, I feel like it was threatened. I mean, she probably was told if you go and testify against him and he gets, locked up, then you're going to be dead. Your family's going to be dead too. But Nelly definitely did not walk away from this case damage free, because 2 other women also joined the lawsuit, claiming that he had touched them and touched himself in front of them after being asked to hang out in 2016 and 2017. Actually, this article says mutually settled the lawsuit, so she definitely got a big payout, and end of that chapter.
Now, the first woman, Jane Doe 1, is a married mother and a U.S. military member. She says that Nelly assaulted her after a concert in June 2016 in the UK. The second Jane Doe says that he allegedly invited her to his room, where he dropped his trousers, started masturbating, and tried to remove her top and told her, "You want this D, don't you?" And so these are new complaints that have been filed against him.
Now, because these 2 other women are actually in the UK, it looks like Essex police also investigated them. But again, they ultimately had to close the case because these women did not testify. Despite all of these witnesses refusing to testify, I believe what they said. And Nelly's dangerous. I mean, he was arrested in St. Louis because he had a bunch of drugs. He was arrested for failure to appear at an old traffic charge, which sucks, because imagine being arrested because you just didn't show up to court. But it looks like because he was pulled over, he was arrested on charge of possession, having 4 ecstasy pills, and no insurance. I do think that Nelly is at that level of celebrity where he can get away with a lot. I mean, until there's a big breaking moment where he kind of falls like Diddy does, he's going to be able to weasel his way out of all of these little charges.
Nelly's attorney Scott Rosenblum issued a statement addressing the arrest, stating, "Mr. Haynes was not charged with drug possession. He was arrested for no proof of insurance from 2018 on a warrant issued December 2023 that received no notice. Mr. Haynes was targeted by an overzealous, out-of-line officer. After winning several jackpots, instead of just supervising the transfer of Mr. Haynes' winnings, this officer felt compelled to needlessly run a check for warrants. It is also important to note that Mr. Haynes, as a part of the requirements to travel internationally, is regularly asked to supply proof of no warrants, including FBI checks. There were none. I am 100% confident this case will go nowhere."
Since that incident, there have been several other incidents involving drugs, some with weed and things like that, but I'm more concerned about the crack. It looks like he's got crack or something, crystal meth, a crystal type of rocks. So that's scary. And a bunch of handguns. Although all this was discovered in his tour bus, it looks like there were about 15 to 20 people who could be accounted for that had access to this bus. So they were able to push a lot of these off onto other people. Though he was ultimately charged with felony possession of drugs and simple possession of marijuana and drug paraphernalia. Nelly is now currently expecting his first child with Ashanti, who he secretly married in December 2023. Hopefully he can try to get his act together now that he's going to have a kid. Maybe fatherhood will change him and he won't go and try to R-word someone else's child. I think it's disgusting, but I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. This definitely ruined some of my favorite songs by Nelly, but that's reality. We've got to be aware. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.